Hey guys, in my last video I said I'd be getting a new gun soon. I wanted a new gun for Northern Lights. I just didn't want one that was going to break. I wanted something that would just last me the entire weekend. Anyway, I purchased the King Arms SIG 5.56 Shorty. It comes in a nice box, as you can see. I believe it's pretty generic for King Arms guns. I think they all come in similar looking boxes. Nothing too special. The inside's packaged nice. It's not that crappy styrofoam that kind of breaks off and gets in all the rail system and inside the mag well and all that kind of junk. Anyway, onto the gun. I purchased this gun, the 5.56 Shorty, just because I was looking for something that wasn't just another AR. I already have two of those, but I wanted something that would still take an AR-15 magazine, so I didn't have to go out and buy new magazines and all that kind of stuff. I like the look of this thing. It's big. I like bigger looking guns, big chunky guns. I don't know what it is about them. They just feel, I guess, larger in my hands. I guess we can say that. Anyway, I'm going to try and hit kind of basically what I like about the gun, what I don't. I'm going to try and stray from the generic what's metal, what's plastic, although I will include that. Special Ops M4, I don't know if you guys have checked out his channel. He does that, and something I really appreciate, just because, like he said, just kind of your metal, plastic reviews do kind of get boring, and it's stuff that you can find online readily. So anyway, things I like about the gun, it's got a nice weight to it. I haven't weighed it exactly, but it feels nice and firm and sturdy. There is a minuscule amount of play in the forward rail system, and then again in the stock, but I'm sure if you've owned a AR type gun before, you'll know that pretty much any AR platform has a little wobble in the stock. Another thing I do like about the gun is the grip. It's got kind of a saw M249 grip. It's larger. I think it just feels better than the standard A2. I think it's an A2 M4 grip. Another thing I like, it has an ambi fire selector. One thing I don't like about the fire selector though is on the gun, I believe it's for accuracy and trademarks for the real thing. There's a safe, or there's an engraved S and then an engraved F. But anyway, all the way around, I don't know if you can see that, all the way around is the F setting, which would be the full auto, and then partway in between is the semi-auto setting. That's kind of what I don't like about it. It is in between, which it's fine. I don't really care about the placement, but rather it's the kind of clicking into place. When I first picked up the gun and I was playing with the selector switch, I was just passing semi every single time, and I was confused at first. I thought, there's no way this thing doesn't have semi-auto. But after playing with it and kind of moving it slowly, I did figure out that it's in the middle, and there is a slight click, but it's not a pronounced, just more intense click that I would prefer. This is a blowback gun. That's something that I'm really indifferent about. It wasn't something that came into play when I was picking it out. It's a nice feature. It's loud. I was chronoing at Northern Lights, and this was coming out louder than the Polar Stars. I don't know if you guys have heard one of those, but they got a distinct kind of loud popping noise. So anyway, that's not bad. Another thing I like about it is with the gun, it comes with a tool to disable the blowback if you don't like that. So that's pretty cool. Sights. The front sight, I don't really mind it. I don't really care. I wish it was removable though, just because I like having the option of putting on a different front sight. It's just something that I like. The rear sight though, I don't really like. It's nice. It's kind of built into the rail, but unless you have longer nails, like I do apparently, it's hard to get at, and it's just kind of a thin piece of metal. Again, one thing that's nice about it though is you can put on a different rear sight and just kind of go right over it. Anyway, that's just a little gripe I have. Another kind of odd thing, on the right side, the right rail, there is a little metal piece. I doubt you can see it at this distance. Unfortunately, my camera doesn't have a very wide field of view, but there's a small kind of just metal nub sticking out, and I don't know what it's for. I'm sure it has a purpose on the real steel, but I haven't found any purpose for it airsoft wise. Another thing I don't like, the magazine it comes with is great. It feeds fine. I have no real gripes about it. It feels a little cheap. It's a lighter plastic, but it's not going to break on you. But the inside of the mag well is actually quite thin. My mag brand mid caps, they were tight in it. You have to kind of yank on them to get them out. And then my PTS brand or Star PTS P mags were extremely tight. I noticed you literally had to hold the gun like under your arm to yank the thing out. So I took a nail file to that. I did shave it down a little bit, but it still needs some work, and it's just something that's kind of a nuisance. I was just hoping that I could just kind of pull this out of the box and go straight at it. Another thing I don't like, the flash hider. It came as a blaze orange, which all guns do, but it's a plastic flash hider. It's not really that big of a deal, but I could see it if you knock it against the wall or something. I could see it breaking off. But again, it's easily replaceable, fixable, whatever. As for takedown is quite difficult. It's a lot different than an M4. You have your standard pin out front, but then you also have to, there's these two smaller screws on the inside that I just through fiddling around with found out like, those had to be out to take it apart. Another thing I don't like internally, the air nozzle. It is an extremely long nozzle, and as far as I know, it's proprietary. I don't know if you can buy them separate online or if you have to go directly through King Arms or Cybergun might license this or whatever. I don't really know all those details. Anyway, Trademarks are nice. On this side, you have SIG 556, 556 NATO, which is the round. SIG Arms Incorporated, Exeter, New Hampshire, I want to say, and then USA. There's a serial number on the lower receiver. Excuse me. As far as I know, that's not unique. I'm pretty sure I've seen other reviews where they've been the same as mine. I didn't really look that closely, but whatever. One thing I do like about the stock, it has this removable rubber pad. There is normally a little plastic piece that screws onto there. This battery is designed so it can hold two smaller batteries. If you're running an EOTech or something, that you just could. It's just a nice little storage space for an optic or something like that. I run a LiPo in this. I run it in the buffer tube. Otherwise, you do have to buy a custom, unless you swap out stocks, you do have to buy a custom NIMA, I don't know what you call them, NIMA, NiCad, whatever, batteries to stick in this. But I mean, again, with LiPos, it's no problem. One thing I did wish it had was a functioning bolt catch, but it doesn't. Another kind of nuisance, because it is blowback, the charging handle doesn't come back as far as I'd like it to, or as far as it looks like it could. And the hop up is a little different than your standard M4. So it's a little harder to adjust than an M4, but I mean, as far as I know, it sticks in there pretty well and doesn't move around when you're shooting. As for performance, I can't say much on that. I brought this to Northern Lights. I was planning on using it all weekend. I set it up with my optic, which I'll probably do a little clip of at the end just so you guys can see what it looks like kind of decked out. But Lion Class events, they require you to have biodegradable BBs, and those kind of have a tendency or are kind of known for jamming in certain guns. This was having a very hard time feeding with them. It would, at first they weren't going very far, and then it literally would shoot every other. It would shoot one, wouldn't shoot the next, shoot one, wouldn't shoot the next, and I got sick of it, so I just switched back to my M4. So pretty much the gun's brand new. I can't see much on performance, but when I did first take it out of the box, I hooked it up and I just put in some standard, I think .20 BBs, and I shot them into our backwoods, and I mean they were ranging out pretty far. So again, I'm thinking it's the biodegradable BB. So if you do pick up one of these, you might want to take that into consideration when you're picking up BBs. I can't really say much else about it. Again, the plastic metal thing, it's all metal except for the flash hider, pistol grip, and stock. And mag, of course. Other than that, solid metal, nice and sturdy. No real complaints other than the things I just went over. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to try and get up a loadout video soon. I've had a lot of requests about that, and my apologies for not getting one out sooner. I said I was going to get it out right after Northern Lights, but just kind of life and work has gotten in the way. So I'll have that out as soon as I can. As for painting this, I don't know if I'm going to. If you guys want it to be painted, post in the comments. If I get enough comments about it, I'll probably do it. I generally get lots of comments and questions anyways, asking me when's my next paint video going to be and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, if you guys want to see it painted, comment, and I'll probably do it. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps me out. Be sure to check out Special Ops M4's channel.